Welcome to the Whiskey Explorer. Thanks so much for tuning in for another episode, guys. And if this is your first time on the channel, if you could please do us a quick favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave us a comment down below. If you've tried this whiskey, we'd love to hear from you and get your opinion on it. It's always fun to chat back and forth with people on the comments, so please do leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought about the review. Let me know what you think about this bourbon, and we'll help get the conversation going to build a community here at the Whiskey Explorer. And tonight, guys, I am very excited to bring you this bottle review. This is none other than Michter's Toasted Barrel Bourbon. All right, so this highly allocated, highly sought after bottle right here, Michter's Toasted Barrel Finish Bourbon. So essentially, this is from Michter's Distillery, and this is actually my first bottle of Michter's, and what a bottle to get. Now this, just like a lot of the bourbons these days, highly allocated, difficult to get. I actually had to line up at about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning outside my liquor store to get this as part of our spirit release. Me and a friend were there. We were number one in line. Of course, showing up at 3:30 will get you there, and the payoff was this bottle here. The Michter's Toasted Barrel Limited Release Bourbon. So essentially this is Michter's bourbon, and it's actually then finished in a toasted oak barrel. So after it's gone through its maturation process in the regular New American charred white oak barrel, it actually then gets put into a brand new American white oak barrel that's toasted to Michter's specifications, where the bourbon then rests for a certain period of time to give it that toasted barrel finish. And what's cool about Michter's is that this is a trend that we're seeing right across whiskey, but Michter's is actually kind of one of the OG in the toasted game. So one of their very famous bottles is the Michter's Toasted Barrel Rye. I haven't had a chance to try that one, but from what I hear, it's a delicious product. So they were kind of one of the first people to start toasting their bourbons. So it's kind of cool to finally get a hold of one of these releases and try it out here on the channel for you guys. So this one here is bottled at, it's the same proof as the regular bourbon. So it's 45.7% alcohol by volume, or 91.4 proof. And this one here, the MSRP on this, so I believe in the States this is around $100. And when it was here for our spirit release, it was about 140 Canadian. So I just knew I kind of had to grab it for the channel, give it a review. So I was kind of had to pay up for that, but you know, that's how it kind of is here in Canada with the bourbon prices anyway. So excited to try this one out for you guys. All right, and for those of you that are really kind of into the stats and everything, there's actually right on the top there's a batch number, and this batch number here is 21G2044. So the 21 at the beginning there signifies that it's a 2021 release. And I believe the last time that they did the Michter's Toasted Barrel Bourbon was back in something like 2016 or 2017. So it's actually been a while since they've done one of the Toasted Barrel Bourbon releases. We've definitely seen in past the Toasted Barrel on the rye. So awesome that it's the bourbon this time, and happy to review it here for you guys. All right, so let's take a quick look at the color in the glass here. Just a beautiful kind of like deep amber copper color. It's got some nice kind of a red hue to this. Beautiful color on that. Picking up some of the probably some of the coloring from the secondary toasted barrel here as well. We don't know how long it was in the toasted barrel for, but some period of time to kind of give it that depth of flavor. So let's go in here for the nose. Cheers, guys. So this one is just a beautiful dessert bourbon on the nose. You get the sweet cherry, you get the vanilla, you get almost a toasted marshmallow note to that. There's also a maple syrup note. It's a beautiful kind of brown sugar maple syrup vibe to this. It's just delicious, super inviting, just smells like dessert. It makes you just want to dive in for a taste of this bourbon. Oh, really nice kind of cherries, vanilla cream, a little bit of caramel and butterscotch mixed in there, some brown sugar, a little bit of honey. Definitely that maple syrup jumping out of the glass there as well. It's just a delightful nose, guys, and I can barely wait to jump in here. So let's go in for a taste. Cheers. Beautiful on the palate. Delicious, decadent, sweet. The first notes you get is a really sweet cherry note. So cherry is one of those very common bourbon notes you get, but this is different. This is like stewed down cherries. The sweetness much more present, bursting out. Beautiful cherry note, vanilla in there, cream. Now it's only 45.7% alcohol by volume. You do get a bit of a mouthfeel in there though, because this is actually, I believe this is actually non-chill filtered as well. So, see if we can find that out in the back here. Doesn't say it there, but you do get a bit of a nice mouthfeel from that. Coats the mouth actually decently well. Beautiful kind of cherry, vanilla. You get a little bit of a toastiness to the oak there, sweetness to the oak, that really deep kind of sweet oak note that I love to find in a bourbon. That's definitely present here. Some brown sugar, some molasses. Delicious bourbon notes here, guys. This is just wonderful. I'm going to go in for a second sip here, see if I can get some more notes for you. Cheers. So good. So there's some added depth to the flavor in here now in the second sip. So the cherry, the deep, dark, sweet, delicious cherry, the vanilla, butterscotch, caramel. But another note that's added in there that I love to find in a bourbon is a delicious cola note. So this is like vanilla Coke or something like that. It kind of reminds me of like a Buffalo Trace product, like a Stag Junior, where you have that beautiful sweet cola note. That's definitely in there. Some sweetness to the oak. There's depth here, there's complexity. Just a beautiful, super well-rounded bourbon. I think this is a bourbon that's going to appeal to all sorts of bourbon fans. So people that are just getting into bourbon for the first time, they're going to find the sweet, approachable profile to this. Nice toasty oak, sweet vanilla cola, cherries, vanilla, butterscotch, caramel. Just delicious bourbon profile here. They're going to just find that really inviting, and it's one that you just want to keep sipping. So the finish on this is about the only place where this lacks, I think. And I think that just comes from the proof point, like 45.7% ABV. Just doesn't leave a huge, long, lingering finish, but it is still about a medium finish on this one. So still a beautiful bourbon. I think for the bourbon hounds out there, for the aficionados, this is also going to hit home because it just offers such a beautiful and unique and a rich, flavorful kind of dessert bourbon profile. It's fantastic, guys. If you have a chance to get the Michter's Toasted Barrel Finish Bourbon, I highly recommend going out and grabbing a bottle of this. All right, that wraps up this review, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in for another episode. Until next time, may your sails be full and your drowns be fuller. Cheers.